It's dope when you like your own intro music. What's up, y'all? It's KB. And if you're like me, you love movies. Tonight's guest on the conversation is a lovely young lady that I want to say I met courtesy of my boy, Davy Death Ray. Um, if it's not her boys or a nice drink, there's one thing she loves, and it's movies. So joining us is, I'm going to let her say her name.
It's Liana Bevyrage. A lot of people ask me, but yeah.
Okay, as I was telling you before, I felt slow because you go to your Instagram and you love to take pictures with lovely beverages, drinks, mostly beers.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, bevy rage. Be- Oh my gosh, beverage. It
It's
just took me a
actually
minute.
it is Bevyrage. It is
Yeah.
Bevyrage, and it's just funny because I've had this screen name since it'll be around 98, 99.
Mm-hmm.
My Bevyrage of choice back then was Sprite, and so I was drinking a lot of Sprite and
Mm-hmm.
spending a lot of time in punk chat on AOL.
Oh my
And so it's
gosh.
like, how do I make beverage sound more punk rock? And then it turned into Bevy
Bevy
Rage.
rage. With the deep throated part on the rage. I like that. I like that. I have to tell you a couple of things. One, had me listening to Joy Division, driving around,
Good.
took my pups to get groomed today, and it made a transition from the song I had on the Instagram story to, well, Love Will Tear Us Apart went to
Mm.
Never Tear Us Down by Depeche Mode.
Oh, I
And I
love
was
Depeche
like,
Mode.
I love Depeche Mode.
Me
And the
too.
funny thing is, my wife and I, that's like one of the groups we kind of binded over, and it was right when Violator came out. So
Mm.
that was great timing because I was like behind the wheel, just can't get enough DJ days, whatever. And then Violator had just dropped, and we were both into it, so it was kind of like a bonding moment. But um, with that, it seems you've advanced from Sprite to other things, including
Mm.
IPAs and whiskeys. Do you have a beverage with you tonight?
I sure do. I have a
Mm-hmm.
fresh bottle of Jameson for
Mm.
tonight. I haven't even opened it yet. So,
I think you should open it up. And while you do that, I'm going to make a confession. I always have Jameson. Always. Jameson Black. I have an infamous story I'll have to tell you backstage afterwards, so don't hang up. Um, it it concerns a Christmas party, a handle of Jameson, and cold air. That's all
oh
you
boy.
need to know for now. But because of that, I swore I had Jameson and I did not. So for this occasion, you're getting the upgrade, and I'm going
Ooh,
with the
the
Glenlivet
Glenlivet.
Founders
Oof.
Reserve in your honor. So there's nothing more than a neck pour coming out of this, America. So
Mm. Well, here's my question about that. So,
yes,
is that a single malt?
yes, this
Okay.
is a American Oak Selection single malt. So this is probably the closest thing to my drink of choice of late, which is bourbon, because bur- in order to be American bourbon, you have to do it in a fresh American oak cask. And then
Hmm.
after that, whatever you do with it goes from there. So, with that in mind, cheers to a great conversation.
Cheers. Yeah. Oh man, it's been a while.
Yeah, I was
Hmm.
about to say, same thing for me. Single malt is like
I
way,
can.
way behind me. I don't really do that often. Um,
I
so
have a.
yeah.
I have a whole thing about single malt, and I say a lot of times the single malt, the Scotch. A lot of
Hmm.
times I used to say it smells like bacon and tastes like Band-Aids.
Mm, sounds like you've been drinking some Lafroig or something like that because
Yeah, and
that's
oh my
off.
gosh, Lagavulin.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
Band-Aid drink right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, people are here for movies, and we are
I'm
not
sorry.
alone.
Yeah.
Because you're here, the chat is going crazy. So let's see who is joining us tonight. First things first, I see my man Princey Prince with a long one. Oh my gosh, Prince. Master KB, Liana. Hey, you. Call me the golden tomato from now on and just Prince from now on. I'm going to retire to Princey. Nah, you're always Princey to me, man. You always be the Princey Prince. Who else we got? We got Cody Snyder joining us. Good evening. We have Steve Moody in the house saying what's up.
Hello.
Uh, People chatting with each other. I love to see that. Good Real Hunting. Thanks for joining us tonight. Dean Renner in the house. These are your people. Always good to see people, new faces. Hey, if you've never been here before and you like what you see, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Besides, hey, Liana, that's going to be really good. That's going to be really good. I love to see people chatting with each other. There's my sunshine. Hello, my darlings. Hello, my dear. How are you feeling? Love all
Hi.
around. People saying hi to each other, chatting. The Liana hordes are in the house. I didn't know you had hordes. Wow.
No.
A little wordplay there could be something else, but we'll leave that alone. Who else is joining us? We got the chat is just going wild. I might just have to make it live and just have it up there. But let's see. I love to see people saying hi to each other. Here's somebody we both know. Where is he? The one thing I don't like about this program is that it just constantly scrolls back to the newest thing. So as soon as someone enters a new chat, it just goes back down. And I'm like, can I just pause? I want to go up to the other ones. Let's see. We got our man, Davey Deathray, saying, love what you do. I love what you do, man. I love the opportunities I get to pop in and hang out with you guys, and swear met this lovely lady. And I don't know what it was, but what was the first comment you left me? You said something about watching
Your
the
voice.
conversations. My
Your
my
voice.
voice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's very calming. It's very calming.
Well, don't fall asleep on me. That's all I ask. We're going to try to keep it
No.
interesting for everyone. Let me tilt
Yeah.
this camera down a little bit. Try to keep it interesting for everyone so they don't fall asleep. Love everyone hitting the chat. Keep it up. If you have some questions in there, I will try to pop it up as I see them. Yes, plenty of rage by the end of that bottle. We're not all going to do
Okay.
it tonight. That was
Mm-mm.
once in a while. Those days are behind us. How's the couple movie roulette? I know, Prince. You keep bringing it up. I so DMSR. Shout out to Prince. Dance, music, sex, romance, or date, movie night roulette. So, or date, movie shuffle roulette, however you want to see it. But my wife and I have a bunch of movies that either we haven't seen or I think she would like to see. And instead of death scrolling like you do on streaming services, we let fate decide. We hit the wheel of names. Whatever name pops up, we watch that movie. No, I don't decide. She doesn't decide. Fate decides. And it usually is a good time. So that's what Prince is talking about for those that don't know. Yeah, we're going to bring it back. Right now, I'm using the wheel of names to get through unwatched movies because I have things like a brand new DVD of Alfred Hitchcock movies. Why do I
Oh,
have that?
nice.
Because I like Alfred Hitchcock. And I just got Fight Club on 4K.
Mm.
I literally
Saw that
have,
one in the theater 4 times.
yeah, yeah. I I fell in love with that movie, and
Hmm.
it was just it was something
Oh, I
for the
love it.
moment.
Love it.
Here's a good one: Strokes of Danzig.
I probably picked the Strokes
Yeah, me
just for
too.
daily listening.
Yeah, can't go
But I
Danzig all
love
the
Danzig.
time.
I
Can't go all the
loved
time.
Danzig solo, no. But if you take the whole Misfits catalog and Danzig, I think Strokes are still going to inch out on that one
Yeah,
just by a little bit. But love Danzig.
you will hear my dogs barking. Hopefully, not too much tonight, but we're the only ones home, so they're going to be barking at every little thing. So
Okay.
we have someone joining us from Belfast. Welcome. Thank you for checking us out. Love to see all these people in here. We got Ken Sledgehammer in here. What's up, Kenny? Have you seen Summer of '84? Probably when it hit VHS, I did. How about you?
Hey, Ken.
Let's see. I'm scrolling up, so if people like,
It's
why are these
okay.
out of order? Yeah. Um, Appreciate that. Everyone hit the like, support the stream, and
Oh,
Leanna, she's the best. Indeed. Indeed.
thank you. Thanks, Brett.
Yeah. Fight Club looks so good in 4K. Caught it a couple weeks at AMC. I love that we're getting these retro re-releases of movies, and even if it's for a night, they're releasing it in theaters. So, it could be a Fathom event or whatever. They're just letting you see it on the big screen and then doing a re-release. So like I'm a big Hitchcock fan, so when
Mm.
Vertigo was coming out, a movie near and dear to your husband's heart, it was good to see it in 4K in the theater, but I chose because my favorite movie theater just got film back instead of digital projection only, to see it in 70 millimeter. So it
Mm.
was kind of like an old school way of seeing it, but it was so good. So good. So he's the Hitchcock fan, but the other posters you kind of share in your movie room, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. My good lady and I had a date night movie on Saturday night. We watched Send Help. That's a good
That's
movie.
on my list. That's on my
Yeah.
list for a date
Yeah.
night, but it's talking him into it.
Mm. We went to see that in the theater before
Mm.
it came out on streaming. So that's that's a good thing about being Dinks. Dinks is dual income, no kids. So we've reached that status again, and it's
I've
fun.
never heard that before.
Yeah,
I've
Dinks.
never heard that.
Yeah,
That's
man.
hilarious.
Because now we
It's gonna
both
be a
have
long
movie
time.
passes. It's great. We got Garrett from Born to Be Rad in
Hey,
the house.
Garrett.
What up, G? The chat is having their own thing here, which is great. Vertigo is unreal, best Hitchcock right there. It's up there. It's up there for me too. I always say my top Hitchcocks are like my children. I can't decide which one is my favorite at the time. I go back and forth. Let's see. Prince's listening to June. Me and Leona love that band so much.
Yes.
This afternoon's Milady is a good album.
Oh, it's a great album.
Hmm.
They
My
just
friend.
dropped it on Spotify. I waited for years
Uh
and
huh.
they just dropped it. I would go back and check and I'd have to go back and check and then they finally dropped it on Spotify. So I was
Yeah.
really excited.
Have a good night. David's bouncing, so have a good night, man. Thanks for popping in. So I see everybody chatting, and please continue. I'll bring up some questions as you have them. But yeah, so what got I saw you wearing an Evil Dead shirt. So what got you into the horror genre? Or who got you into the horror genre if that's the case?
That's on my list. We can
Mm,
get there. We can get there.
okay.
Yeah, we can get there. It's part of my story, right? We all have a story, and that's part of it.
Okay. Well, get into it. Tell your story.
All right. Oh, sorry. Um, so I think we can. Do we want to go into that? I'm very regimented right now. I'm feeling very regimented
I see
because
that.
I prepared. I'm prepared.
Well, typically the five takes are at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So if they were a part of the five takes, we could kind of like give a preview of it, but then
Yeah,
get into
let's.
full details then.
Yeah. All right, I can do that. So Halloween, number one. Halloween
Mm-hmm.
is how I got into horror.
Oh,
Halloween is not my first horror though.
okay.
Obviously, I saw Gremlins first. I saw Poltergeist when I was very young. Um, and I know Christine, we watched Christine a lot growing up. And
Yeah.
when I was younger, our dryer didn't work unless my dad used it. And my mom could push a button, it would not turn on. It would only turn on when my dad touched it. And you could both stand there, you could watch, and it would take him pushing the button and it would turn on. So my dad etched Christine into our dryer when we were
Wow.
growing up. And we called that dryer Christine, and he would stand in front of it and say, "Show me," to the dryer.
Yeah.
But What ultimately got me really into horror was my dad, and it was Halloween. And Halloween is my dad's favorite. It's my favorite, like the original 1978. But
Yeah.
by the time I watched it, both movies were out. So we'd watch Halloween and then Halloween 2. And it's
Hmm.
crazy because I was 7 when I first saw Halloween. Yeah. And I
Wow.
watched it after trick or treating. Just really great
Ooh,
memories.
same
So
night.
we, yeah, yeah. And so it's just this great memory and this thing I do with my dad, and I try to do with my dad as much as I can. So, 2018, when Halloween 2018 came out, there was a huge thing about it, and I was like, okay, I got to go see this with my dad because it's
Right.
been so long. Halloween 4 H2O, no, but when it was been that long, it was something that we did, and we got to
Hmm.
go and watch it together. And to this day, it's like, my dad's a big Halloween guy, and it was funny trying to get him to watch Halloween Kills. He still hasn't watched Ends, which I've only
He
watched
doesn't
one
want
more
it to
time than
end.
him.
He doesn't want it to end.
I don't think he wants to see it. And I have not, it's become part of my identity that I've only seen Ends once. And I know people
Hmm.
have tried to change my mind. I'm just not there.
I've
I'm just not
seen
there.
it twice. I do not own it yet. I say that yet because it'll fall into my hands and I'm like, okay, I guess I own it now. But for me, it was when it first came out, I went to see it and I absolutely hated it. And it took someone saying, what if it was basically Laurie's story just being projected? So, like the book that she was writing, because even the way she moved around in the movie was kind of like, how'd she get to the radio station so fast? And,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see it again just to see if that,
Yeah.
you know, if that had some validity to it. But going back to 78, did you see it on VHS, DVD, TV version?
First time I saw it was TV version.
Okay.
TV version.
Same.
Yeah. And then my dad and I would watch it. So it was a lot easier to watch TV
Yeah.
version of it. I
Yeah.
didn't watch the VHS version until later.
Hmm.
But it was something that me and my dad just did. And the way my dad is about movies in general is he watches the same thing over and over again. My dad still watches the Andy Griffith show every single day, pretty much every day. He says, "Oh, I got to see if something different happens." He says that he jokes around
Yeah.
about that with my mom, but so we watched a lot of the same things over and over again. It was something that I became that same person who could just watch the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, I mean, my mom will complain that my dad's watched Halloween 1978 30 times in
Wow.
October.
Wow. Um, I'm gonna go back up to this one. Garrett says he thinks he's the one that said that. Gee, I'm going to give you credit from now on. Anytime I tell that story, I'm going to say Garrett
Oh.
from Born to Be Rad said, because it probably is. I mean, that was right around the
Mm.
time when all the streams were crossing, so it makes sense.
Mhm.
Um, I missed a few funny chats here, but this is funny. Notice how Leanna has to take another drink when mentioning Halloween ends. You need something to endure that shit show.
Yeah, I'm about to pour more. Yeah, you unlocked something.
Enjoy
You
yourself.
unlocked trauma,
So while you pour that,
complex trauma.
I'm gonna say this. The first time I seen Halloween '78 was on TV. It
Mhm.
was on NBC,
Mhm.
and it was the night that they showed it on NBC TV version, of course. Then it was the local news, and then it was a Friday night, so we stayed up and watched Friday night videos. And for the person who didn't have MTV, they were going to show for the first time on national television Michael Jackson's Thriller. So
Yes.
I saw Halloween '78 and Michael Jackson's Thriller on the same night. That
Yeah,
was
it's
amazing.
I can only imagine. I was the biggest Michael Jackson fan growing up. I like
Hmm.
to tell so I take walks with my son and the dog, and we'll go around and we'll walk and talk. And my kids are like, "Oh, do you really like Michael Jackson?" I said, "Absolutely." I was the biggest Michael Jackson fan
Hmm.
until I had. Michael Jackson posters through my room. I had an off the wall poster, I had the Thriller poster, and at the end of my bed, I had it was a long, it was a Thriller poster. Like, not, it was from the actual single, more the single than the album.
Yeah.
And I had a nightmare and I woke up in the middle of the night
And
and
that's
I
what you
looked
saw.
at the Thriller poster and I thought I saw the eyes moving on it. And
Mm,
so my parents were like, okay, we got to take your Michael Jackson poster
mm-hmm.
down. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll tell you, I'm a big off the wall fan.
Thank
I
you. Better album.
Yeah,
Better album.
I yeah, and because then I was looking at when the movie came out and people were talking about their favorite Michael Jackson songs. One of my all-time favorites is "She's Out of My Life," and nobody talks about it.
No.
And
Except
he,
Eddie Murphy. He had a
yeah.
joke about she's out of my
Oh,
life.
did
And
he?
he's like, Tito, get me a tissue.
Oh, I know. Because he starts to. Oh, I love that. There's so
Yeah.
much emotion in how he
He
sings
cried
it.
in the
Oh,
booth for real.
yeah, yeah.
A friend in common checks in, says, check out this total babe, Leanna.
Oh,
What's
Mel.
up, Mel?
Hey,
Good to see you, girl. That's my little sis right there.
she's awesome.
Yeah, Off the Wall, definitely a better
Mm-hmm.
album. I don't know if people know this backstory, but the reason Thriller happened and kind of manifested to the greatest quote unquote album of all time is because Michael only got one Grammy for Off the Wall, and he thought he should have got a lot more. He said, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen the next time. And
Yeah.
he created the most successful album of all time instead.
Well, it had a lot more singles.
Yeah.
Single, single, single. So
And
many singles.
surprisingly, Bad had five and Thriller had
Hmm.
four. So
It
it's weird.
feels like more
Of
because,
course, because you love
yeah,
all nine tracks on Thriller.
because I'm trying to think. Because I'm thinking it's Billie Jean Beat It, Thriller,
Uh huh.
PYT, Human
Yeah.
Nature.
Yeah.
Those would be the five, right? Is that the
And The
five?
Girl Is Mine, which was
The
the
girl,
first.
the doggone girl is mine, you mean?
Yeah. The first single. See, he even
I
went safe on that. He went with a safe single to start the album, and then I want to say Billie Jean was second, and then
mm,
Motown 25 happened right after that. Did you see the
yeah.
movie?
No, not yet.
Girl, you got to see the movie.
I know. I
As a
will
Michael
because,
fan, you need to
yeah,
see the movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I never watched, I never got into Bad. I never actually had the
I
album.
try to explain that to my daughter because she hit me up. She said, Daddy, I need you to make a favorite Michael Jackson playlist. I said, Girl, I got you. So I made it. I put it on Apple Music. I put it on Spotify for her. And then the first thing she said to me is, You're a bad hater. I'm like, I am not. You need to understand when Bad came out, we were still bumping Thriller.
That's right.
So
We weren't
it's very
ready.
hard.
We weren't ready. The only
No.
thing I was ready for on Bad, there's two things I was ready for on Bad. Bad, I was not ready for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what I was ready for was Man in the Mirror. I was ready for that.
Yeah.
And Dirty Diana, right?
Mm.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it
Um,
was a great song, but it's
all
just
the
not the
controversy
same.
around the movie doesn't take away from it for me because
Hmm.
I went just for pure nostalgia and that's what I got. So it was great. It was great
Yeah.
for me. And I've seen it multiple times now and pre-ordered the 4K. It's going to be in the library, all that good stuff.
Hmm.
Um, so going back to your dad and the tie-in
Hmm.
to the movies and all that. So Halloween, Poltergeist, and then he took you from there, or you went off on your own?
We stayed together. Like we're as a family.
Yeah,
So this is really funny because pretty much it's about once a week. My dad will send me movie quotes for me to guess what movie it came from.
I
And
like that.
usually it's a movie that we watched as a family growing up, where if I gave it to anyone else, it probably wouldn't make any sense.
Hmm.
Um, so let's see. I got one of them that the first one I got from him was the Flamingo Kid. It was do you
Okay.
like cards? The quote that my dad sent me is, "Do you like
Yeah.
cards? I love cards. My favorite is birthday and Valentine's Day." My favorites are
Nice.
birthday and Valentine's Day.
Nice.
We watched the Flamingo Kid so much growing up. And that's one of the things when I was working the five takes, I have found something about myself, which is that I am addicted to nostalgia. I think what happened in the 80s, and I know I'm kind of going off track, but what happened, I feel like, in the 80s is that there was an obsession of going back to the 50s.
Hmm.
And I loved it so much. I could live there.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Leave It to Beaver, and that was the other thing. We watched a lot of
Hmm.
that stuff together. Um, and so, I felt like all these things kind of brought me back to this nostalgia. Everything points back to nostalgia. So, the Flamingo Kid, yes, we were talking
Yeah.
about that one. I get some kind of wonderful from my dad. The last one I got was Legend of Billie Jean, and it was these quotes are obscure, but I grew up in a house where quoting movies was kind of normal. We were sitting at dinner. This was a long, long time ago, and the guy, one of the guys came up. Was there with my grandfather while he was still around, and they came up with the check and they went. And my mom said to my brother and my dad, it's like, well, Nick said this, and my brother just stopped and says, "Now, where do you get off calling him Nick?" Right? And we're all laughing because
Right. It's like a nice inside joke.
yeah, but it's just the movie quotes that connect with you or connect with you as and your family that most people don't remember. It's
Hmm.
just kind of a special thing.
We have a person of four legs joining us. What's up,
Aw.
buddy? Say, look at my grooming. Daddy paid big money for this. He's just like at my foot, like somebody waiting to get into double dutch or something. So
Aw.
he's gonna hang out here, fart at me a few times, and then I'll send him away.
No, it's okay. Yeah, because when I was talking to my dad about doing this,
Hmm.
I just got a list of movies. Well, have you thought about this movie? This movie? This? I'm like, Dad, you need to calm down. I can only pick five.
You know what?
Five takes.
This is unorthodox, but tell him I had a great time with KB, and he wants to have you on the audio podcast
There you
just
go.
to talk movies. And
Well, he'll talk. Yeah.
I'm gonna let him lead the conversation.
Yeah.
I just
He,
want to do the five takes at the end because I'm
yeah,
sure your picks don't line up with his, and he probably has some problem with that.
he's okay with it, but
Uh huh.
he was very offended that Summer Rental wasn't on the list because when we were growing up, we had to watch Summer Rental every time right before we were going on vacation. We had to
Aw.
sit down and watch Summer Rental together. And so we all connected over John Candy. There's just a lot of things that we connected over.
Hmm.
And watching movies was part of growing up, but not so much the horror side. It was all about, a lot of John Hughes movies. So he was very disappointed with my list. And I said, Dad, I can only pick five.
Why? Because five.
I'm sorry, Dad. I can only pick. It's not personal that some of your movies are not on the list.
I love hearing these family movie discussions. Jordan chimes in and says, "My family has always been big on Christmas vacation quotes."
Mm-hmm.
Shader was full. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Everybody's got that. I feel like we all have it. We have the movies that we watched growing
At
up
least
and the
one.
quotes.
At
Yeah.
least one. If not a movie, a TV show quote or something.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen any of the conversation episodes with my kids, you'd swear that they're into movies as much as me, but they have their own lane and they have
Yeah.
their own inside jokes, whether it's from Disney Channel shows. They got me saying things like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nasty," from That's a Raven or whatever. But then it's things that they heard me say growing up that becomes like their
Mm-hmm.
lexicon or they have their own. And it's great. It's great.
My brother and I, uh, our thing was quoting Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
A movie I
So,
didn't see until what, 3 years ago?
oh wow, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I always heard about it, but I just never watched it in full, just scenes. And I finally said,
Mm,
you know what? When Second Sight was coming out with the 4K, I said, I'm finally going to watch it to see if I should get the 4K. And I got like a $10 Blu-ray of it. Dude, you can't get on the mic. There's not 16 bars. So, so I watched it and I saw the attraction to it.
mm-hmm.
It's still not. It didn't shoot to number one in my horror genre favorites or whatever. That's, man of my dreams will always be Freddy. But yeah, I get what the hype was about, especially if you look back at early 70s. You look at movies like Exorcist, Chainsaw,
Mm-hmm.
Jaws, and not to say they're all horror movies. Jaws is not a horror movie to me, but they're all phenomenons and they all shocked not only people here in the United States, but worldwide because, we're coming out of the 60s, but it's still safe. And
Mm-hmm.
those movies, especially Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Mm-hmm.
made it not safe anymore. It's not safe to go in the water, but it's also not safe to go in Texas into a random house either.
Well, is a general rule, and we were talking about this the other night on Pat's channel. I'm not going to do any hillbilly home invasions anytime soon,
Hmm.
because Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a home invasion story, right?
My favorite subgenre of horror, yes.
So, not doing that. I think what was so I went down. I don't think I do like the remake, but I think there's something. So
There's
here's the way I
something
feel about it.
gritty about the original.
Yes. It feels really dirty. And it
Yeah,
feels dirty in a different way. It's almost like the new one is almost too stylish.
yeah.
That
And
it,
I'll say this
yeah.
much, even watching it on 4K, it's too clean.
Mm,
I want to find it on VHS, and that's the way I want to watch it. Same thing with Blair Witch Project. I have it on
hmm.
DVD. I have it, second sight, Blu-ray or whatever it is. I still watch the DVD because that shouldn't be like you said, sanitized or whatever.
No. And so I think this is like that old that No Country for Old Men, right? Where
Hmm.
people think, "Oh, this is so bad," and people are like, "It's always been this bad."
Yeah,
And so when you start thinking about that time frame in the 70s, it was a lot dirtier and it was gritty like that in ways that were a lot different than it is now, especially when you start looking at, I mean, I'm not going to, but serial killer activity in that time frame.
yeah,
It was a lot different because a lot of the police were not, if it was out of their jurisdiction, nobody knew what was
they
going
didn't
on.
care.
There was a lot going on at that
Yeah,
time. And so I think it captured a little bit of that in its own way in a very contained story, but it's got so much to it. And it's kind of crazy that it's supposed to be based on Ed Gein, but
yeah.
it's 20 years, 20 plus years later.
Hmm.
And I don't know what it is about it. It's not my favorite, but I love it. I
Yeah,
absolutely love it. And I think it's just gross. It's just disgusting, you know? So
yeah. Prince wants to know what's your least favorite go-to genre.
I don't even know.
That's yeah, that's a hard one, dude.
That is, it's all situational. It's
Yeah,
all situational.
because somebody could say
Hmm.
westerns, and then you're like, would you consider No Country
Hmm.
neo-western? Then you're like, oh shoot, I like that movie. So I could say
I
my
don't even
favorite.
hate
I can't say
favorites.
my least favorite.
I don't even hate westerns. It really depends on the story. That's all.
Yeah,
It's all story based. It's not
it
genre
really
based.
all of it is about the story. Before we started, we were talking backstage about Obsession, and then I saw it last week, and I have to say it's a movie that stayed with me. And it's because not so much of the creepy and the ick, because it is
Hmm.
very icky, but at the same time,
No
it's
spoilers.
icky on a deeper level. And I'm not
Hmm.
giving anything away because I want everyone to go see it. For a movie that was made for under $1 million, go and give it millions because it's worth it. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of modern horror that I want to transition to, modern horror is more about the underlying things. So, Talk to Me is about, trauma. There's a lot of trauma based horror, there's a lot
Hmm.
of depression and anxiety based horror because you're speaking to generations that basically it's caught up with that. But that movie is about lack of consent, it's about loss of autonomy. It's yeah. And the more I think about it, the deeper it goes and the more I want to see it again. So without
I
giving
want to
anything
see it.
away, yeah, go see
I
it.
do want to see it. It's on
Go
my
see it.
list. But from modern horror, like, I don't even know if it's horror. My favorite I would say my favorite movie that I've seen in the last 10 years
Hmm.
is Strange Darling.
Oh, I don't know how to categorize that movie.
I love it so much.
I don't know
I
how to
love it
categorize
so
that
much.
movie.
I remember, my husband and I sat down. We watched that. I think the first time I watched it, I actually watched it with Cody Snyder.
Hmm.
And then I was able to talk my husband, because Cody and I both had never seen it, and Dave McCrae had watched it and talked about it, and so many people were talking about it, even though they weren't making it their favorite movies of the year. I watched it. I
Right.
thought this was amazing. I have to go back. I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
Got my husband to watch it. He usually doesn't watch a lot of stuff, and he hasn't trusted me because we watched Terrifier together once, and I was like, I felt so bad.
It's a
I had never seen
Terrifier
it. I
Christmas.
didn't know what I was. It was the original Terrifier. I didn't know what we were walking into.
No, no one did.
So whoopsie,
Unless you saw
whoopsie.
All Hallows Eve. You had no
Mm-mm.
idea. No idea.
So we
Dramatic
watched Strange
thriller.
Darling. Oh yeah, and it was like as soon as I finished it, we finished it. He was just like he was like, "That's the best movie I've seen in a really long time." And I said, "I feel the same
Yeah.
way."
Yeah.
And part of it was it's not about because these are when you learn things about yourself, about what you connect with and what you like,
Hmm.
because it's not about gore, right? It's about some of it is just the way they have conversations with one another and how they talk to each other, and
The way it comes back.
just yes, but and it's kind of like Fight Club, right? Where you see it one way and then you see it another way,
Hmm.
right? And I think that's part of the experience. I think everybody watching, if you haven't seen it, go in live,
Go
or
see it.
don't go in blind, go in
Don't
blind.
don't
Yeah,
don't look up
yeah, go
anything
in
about it.
blind.
Just do
Don't
it.
look up anything. Yeah, experience it. It's visually beautiful.
Hmm. Oh,
Um,
the color
hmm
treatment on it. Dude, you're moving the mic. Do you want to get down?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I
Okay.
was like, oh, what am I
No,
doing
no, no.
wrong?
You're fine.
That's
You're
me
fine.
going into mode. Oh, I've done something wrong.
No, 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 no. You were safe. You didn't do
But
anything
yeah,
wrong.
Strange Darling is the best movie I've seen in 10 years, I would
Yeah.
say. Um some Can I talk about some movies that didn't make my list that I want to
Yes.
talk about?
Yes. Before you do, I would just want to
Okay.
say hi to one person who jumped
Oh,
in here. I saw him pop up. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? This chat. It's the only thing I don't like about this program. I saw my man Eli Cortez pop in here. Remind everyone to
hey Eli.
slash that like button, sub to this awesome channel. Thank you, brother. Good to see you in here, as always. As always, everyone talking now about Strange Darling. That's another one that stays with you because you're
It
at
does.
the end, and I don't know if you had this experience. I was ready to just start it over again. I wanted to just watch it again,
Mhm.
kind of having that insider what I knew from seeing it. Yeah,
Mhm.
Willa Fitzgerald was amazing in that movie,
She was.
for sure.
She really was.
Companion, that's another one, also good.
So I really enjoyed Companion.
Somewhere
But
here.
here's the thing. So we're gonna go down this path real quick. So I enjoyed Companion a lot. I really
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed it. I thought it was another one where it's a lot of fun twists and turns, and it's an interesting story and an interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm looking at modern horror within the last, we'll say 6 years, the top of my list is going to be Strange Darling. The other one is going to be, hello, it's going to be Pearl, believe it or not.
I just rewatched
Pearl.
it because you can't see it, but up there I have the X trilogy from A24,
Mm,
and I watched X, and then I was like, screw it, I'm gonna watch the other two, and I just rewatched Maxine for the second or third time. But Pearl is probably the one I've seen the most because I just love that
yeah.
Technicolor fun.
So this is what I mean. I've realized this about myself. Anything that has that nostalgic, that old time feel,
Like you were saying before.
aw, anything that has it. But I think what I liked about Pearl so much is that I think Pearl was the most subtle of all of them. And I
Hmm.
like the subtlety of Pearl. And when I say to people who are like, oh, I was bored, I turned it off 20 minutes in, it's like, sit in it.
Yeah,
Just sit in it
you
for a
need
little
you,
bit.
you need to let it stew.
Yes.
You need to let it
Because
stew.
the story itself, it's not about a girl, and this is my perception. It's not about a girl who's trying to get out of a small town and this and that. It's about feeling trapped And I mean trapped within who you are, trapped in where you are. And
Responsibilities,
oh,
roles.
it's just
Yeah.
the feeling of it's a very claustrophobic feeling, and it does that really well psychologically because you're contained within the time. And
Hmm.
what a cool idea to go back in time and make it during the Spanish flu because it was filmed in the middle of COVID.
COVID. Yeah.
Right. But I love that piece of it. I
Hmm.
love the way it looks. I think it, but it's there's something about a movie that it doesn't tell you how to feel, but it's effective at making you feel it.
Especially by the end.
Yeah.
Especially by the end. I
Yeah.
will say this because it's like living in my head rent free. Indy Neveretti's performance in Obsession is based on her studying Mia Goth's performance
Okay.
in Pearl.
Okay.
She even mentioned it in interviews because it's so apparent at times. It's like,
Mm.
that why don't you like me? That whole part where Pearl goes,
Mhm.
you see that in Indy's performance as Nikki.
Mhm.
Wow. I think she was the best thing about the movie, and just I'm someone who looks, especially if I watch a movie two, three times in the movie theater, more than likely, micro expressions. When an actor is acting with micro expressions,
Oh yeah.
that does it for me. And she does that a lot. Just
Oh
the way
yeah.
Mia Goth did in Pearl. There's a lot of like eye twitching and lip
Mhm.
movement. Oh, so great. Colin Ad's companion
Mhm.
was great, as was Together, my favorite.
Mhm.
Bring her back. I can't watch it more than once. I haven't seen Keeper yet either. So,
Mm.
what were you about to say, Jen?
Mhm. No, I think I've been trying to catch up on my horror, you know?
It's
Sometimes it's
hard.
hard
It's hard,
because
especially with the little ones.
I don't like the gore as much,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it also has to be movies that they want to watch. So I end up spending a lot of my time going back and watching movies that I watched as a kid. Oh, hey, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. We need to get you on here soon.
I spent a lot of time with taking my kids back and watching old movies that we watched as kids.
Yeah, we did the
Between
same
my
thing.
husband and I, and sharing that. And I that's my only theater experience now. So
Yeah,
is that.
yeah.
I will say I am a prolific crier at movies. Prolific crier.
Aw. Like,
Movies will make me cry. They will
touching
tear me
scenes,
apart.
or it doesn't matter. Like, are we talking the montage and up, or anything?
Okay, no. I will cry. So I will watch Rocky 3 montages
Mm-hmm.
and cry
Wow.
when I feel, you know, when you're having a bad day or something. There's something about it, the Rocky 3 training montage.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, and it's something my son and I really share because he's a huge Rocky fan, is the Rocky 2, the running scene. But
Yeah.
it's not just about the running scene, it's about when the little kid says, "Go Rocky, go," and he's
Yeah.
just screaming,
From
"Go."
in the background.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, and that gets me, like I will start crying.
The encouragement.
So my my son sits and watches because we'll watch Rocky. We will watch a Rocky movie at least once a week. I have to watch Rocky movies.
Aw.
Love them. I love them. My dad was a huge Stallone fan. Like we grew up having to watch everything
Mm-hmm.
Stallone and loved Rocky. But yeah, I mean Rocky and even Rocky 4, so the soundtrack, I think Rocky 4 is the best soundtrack. And that's just my feeling. Rocky 4 is the best soundtrack.
Yeah.
But I'm a Rocky 3 believer.
I
I
just
think
watched a movie with Mr. T, and it was made the year before he made Rocky 3. So,
I think Rocky 3 is a whole story. And
it
what I
stands alone.
oh, it's beautiful
Hey,
because
woman.
yeah, I love it. What I love about Rocky 3 that is not in any of the other ones, not in the same way that you go through like just complete breakdown, and
Mm-hmm.
then the biggest thing is ego death. Just
Yeah.
ego death.
Especially when you
And
got everything.
yeah. And I think feeling to the point where you have ego death, but it's all about Apollo in that. And I
Mm-hmm.
think Apollo is such a phenomenal character in general.
Eye of the tiger.
Um, oh, so my son had seen Rocky. He saw Rocky 4 before he saw Rocky 3. And then what happened was he went back, he watched Rocky 3 because everybody loves Rocky 4. He watched Rocky 4. And
Yeah.
he watched Rocky 3. And he's like, oh my gosh, mom, I love Rocky 3. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
he's like, it makes the weight of losing Apollo in Rocky 4 mean more.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a person who comes to him to help him. He knows he's broken and he comes to him to help him and why,
Yeah.
and you kind of know why, and the heartbreak in 4, you can only appreciate Rocky 4 if you can love Rocky 3. That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. It's true because you need that moment, which only developed in 3 because it wasn't there in 2, but
No.
it really happens in 3 in order to appreciate what happens in 4. I This is awesome. I just want to catch up on some of these comments because we got some good ones coming in. First and foremost, I saw my man hopping here right after Jamie, so I have to say what's up to brother Dell. Always good to see you, my man. Ken says he wasn't a fan of Together. I think it was just the chemistry of them two and knowing husband and wife or whatever they are just worked for me. And the overall premise of like we're not the best as far as outsider looking in, but we're for each other. That's a deep message, man. That's a deep message. Go Nick, sorry Prince. I'm not even putting that up. Um, uh, New Yorker in me always comes out. Let's see, a
I didn't
couple
even talk
more.
about Danhausen yet. People should be proud of me. I didn't bring up Danhausen.
Colin adds Blink Twice was a nice little sleeper of a film last year. Definitely worth checking out. So is Cuckoo. Not enough people talk about Cuckoo. Cuckoo is great. Brett wants to know our thoughts on Sinners. I finally stopped talking about Sinners after a year. Well made, but I'm not so gun ho about it. That's okay. You don't get it. I do. It's okay.
So let's talk about Sinners. Can we talk
Okay.
about Sinners?
Okay.
Okay.
Put a pin in that and let me just catch
Okay.
up and because they're just going crazy in the comments.
Well,
This is
that's
beautiful.
good.
Together was crazy. I did like the dynamic between a couple since they were married. That's where I am. Dell Love Blink Twice. A couple people talking about that. I see this next one because I'm with you on it. Talking about speaking of crying, Train to Busan make me cry. South Korean horror films know how to bring the tears. They will make you care about characters you just met 2 hours ago. It's a beautiful thing. You cried during the PB Tequila dance?
It was beautiful.
Oh, it was fun. Me too, Jamie. I went to see it at King's Plaza. Dell knows where that is. I went to see all the Rockies at King's Plaza talking about it. Yeah, my prediction, pain. That's what I'm saying.
I
I'm
love
trying
it.
to catch up to where we were as people are talking about it. Yeah, Rocky Four ended communism. That
Kind
speech
of.
at the end.
Oh gosh. You know, I actually had a work related thing that I had to do. I had to do a work related presentation.
Hmm.
Well, I had to do a presentation at work. And they were like, "Oh, start off with a quote." And I started out with a quote from Rocky 4. Started out with that.
Nothing
If what
wrong
is
with
it?
that.
If you can change, or if you can change and I can change. Yeah. Mhm.
Let's see. Strange how Rocky stands the test of time, but
Mhm.
modern MMA. I don't think people caught on to MMA as much as people caught on to boxing. And the
Right.
thing about boxing movies is they're hardly ever about boxing. It's more
Mhm.
about the building of character. And the MMA movies that I've seen rely on the fight. That's the
Can
difference
I
for me.
can I ask you a question about something else too?
Oh yeah,
If we're not talking boxing, do you
yeah, yeah.
remember the movie Gladiator from the 90s?
Yes, I do. I
The
have it right behind me.
boxing movie.
Cuban Gooding Jr.
Oh, so good, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I so
People
that's
don't
where I
talk about
say
that either.
no, they never do. The
Uh huh.
forehead, hardest part of the body, right?
Yep.
Oh, that is a great. if nobody's ever seen, because I remember when the Gladiator came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all forgot about Gladiator, which is
Gladiator.
this great movie about boxing that is darker and it doesn't have the same like inspirational message as Rocky, but it's worth watching.
Yeah. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
try to check it somewhere. I don't know. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably not streaming anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring it back to what we want to talk about next. Eli says, I still need to see Sinners. Yes,
Oh,
you do. So, talk about Sinners. I'm not having another one because I have to drive to the airport.
nostalgia. We're in nostalgia land. We're
Uh
in
huh.
nostalgia land again. Anything that has any movie that has a that goes back in time in one way or another, and there's a lot of period pieces that I love. Anything like that, I'm going to find something to love with it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Sinners, and I'm not going to try to, if people haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. What I will say about Sinners is it's been a long time since I've seen a movie like that create characters that you loved so much.
Yeah.
And I think by the time it's like two different movies, but by the time you get to the second movie, you're so invested with every character and you love all of them. That I think the one thing that Sinners did that a lot of movies don't do a good job of doing is just making you fall in love with every single character. And that's
Yeah.
just how I felt. I felt
Yeah.
like I loved every single character in their own way. They're not perfect people and that's not what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
You just fall in love with them because they're interesting people, or you fall in love with the relationships that they have, or the unfinished business that they have to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that too is this beautiful thing about movies is this idea of unfinished business between two characters.
Yeah. I get disappointed in movies when they start character development, but it doesn't round it out
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you have an interesting character here, and another 15, 20 minutes of the movie might be too much, but it would give us a more well rounded cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when the credits rolled for Sinners, we had a well rounded cast. And
Mm-hmm.
like you said, you didn't have to like everyone, but you didn't stop and say, well, I wanted more of that person. I wanted to know more. If you did, it was almost like saying, I want another movie with it. Like I would love to see
Yeah.
a prequel with the Native Americans who were vampire hunters.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. So,
Yeah, and I feel the same way, but I think that's part of the reason I can really get into a good series
hmm,
because you really get to know the characters. Like old school, first seven so seasons of The Walking Dead. I love it.
that went off
Breaking
the
Bad is
tracks for me.
perfect. Breaking Bad is perfect from start to finish. There
Hmm.
is The Sopranos is perfect from start to finish. Just perfect.
Yep. And then
And
some series are
yeah,
too short. Like I
yes.
think The Wire could have used another season or two, but 5 seasons, every season is about a different focus on something within
Mhm.
Baltimore was a perfect kind of element to it. And it, probably if you got that sixth, seventh season, it would start to, jump the shark a little bit. But,
Yep.
you
And
know,
that's why I think Breaking Bad and Sopranos did it right. They
hmm,
knew when to stop. But I think movies exist and television exists for different reasons. They fulfill different needs because
yeah,
the movie takes you through an experience of a story and it takes you through it in a compressed time frame, whereas a lot of TV is more about the experience and you really get to know the person and the personality, and then you start to predict them in ways that you could never imagine because you know their whole backstory and all these other things.
hmm,
And I think sometimes people will say they prefer movies over TV or they don't want TV because maybe they like things to be resolved quickly. But for some of us, you just find people. So, yeah, I find people so
yeah,
interesting. And I think that every interaction you have with a person is based on all of their experiences that got them to that point of having that conversation, right? So,
so true.
us having a conversation right now, it's based on the culmination of all of our past experiences. And it's cool to be a part of watching that happen slowly over being told what happened. Because when you watch it, you get to make up your own mind about what you feel about it and how you feel about it. Whereas in a movie, it kind of has to tell you where to go. I
Right.
think A24 does a really good job getting you there without saying it. And I don't want people to say it. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear about trauma. I want to feel those feelings
Well,
myself and kind of come to those experiences.
because of the need for second screen writing,
Hmm.
that's the direction a lot of TV shows and movies are going. You got like some side character, the best friend or whatever, basically retelling the story because
Yes.
someone else is, watching their movie while they're on the screen. So they're
Mm.
hearing it more than seeing it, so they're not invested. So they need someone to catch them
Hmm.
up. It's kind of like a Greek chorus of
Yep.
sorts that are basically telling you what's going on when you should be paying attention or filling you in. So I don't know. It's That's
That I
why I
don't like.
appreciate good
Hmm.
character development movies because it's like you said, I want to experience it. I don't want to be told it. Don't talk to me.
That's how I
Show
feel.
me. Act.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So it was funny because when I was going through my list, one of the other things that really got to me was
Mm-hmm.
that in my list, I couldn't fit Pleasantville. And I
I
am a,
loved
oh, hey,
Pleasantville.
thank you, Chris.
I love
Pleasantville.
Pleasantville. So nice.
I, it's so growing up, and it's one of those things that you watch later and I think as you and I think you would understand what I'm saying as you watch your parents age and you realize like some of the experiences that you have with them,
Mm-hmm.
you have a lot more appreciation for them than you did when you were little. And so what happened to me when I was little, I'd watch Leave It to Beaver and I'd watch Barbara Billingsley, best mom ever, right? Mrs. Cleaver, and you watch Donna Reed and you watch all these moms and you picture what your parents are supposed to be like, right? And it's idyllic. And I think for any of us who grew up watching those old 50s and early 60s shows on TV, we looked at it and we thought, our family should be like this, right? In one way or another. And what I loved about Pleasantville is that it puts you back, it puts you in that world that you loved
Yeah.
so much. Yeah, Allie. It puts you in that world, but it also takes their innocence away as it puts you there. I think, now, we always, and especially when you're young, you're trying to figure out what the world means and you're trying to understand and make meaning out of things. I think it's a lot different. Now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful for every moment I have with my parents, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't have them any other way, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have them any other way. But when you're younger, it's easier to dream about being somewhere else or in some other situation, and it's easier to dream about something idyllic. But then you realize, you know, I learned a lot. I watched a lot of really good movies. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and you couldn't have that. You just can't have that with a 50s TV mom, right?
Right.
Things aren't perfect, but that doesn't build the best relationships. But yeah.
Yeah. Any mom who names their son Beaver is a bit sus. Also badass. Something wrong with the beaver.
His name was Theodore. So it was not, that was
Ah,
just his nickname.
it's a hell of a nickname.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. Yeah. I love Barbara Billingsley, though. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We've played around with it. We're finally going to get to it. Are you ready
Yay.
for the
I
five
am
takes?
so ready.
The
I'm so
five
ready.
takes. The five questions we ask every
Hmm.
guest at the end of the conversation. This young lady has been waiting for this to happen.
I know. I'm like Dr.
She's
Evil over
like,
here. I just need.
she wanted to do the five takes at the beginning and just
I
have the whole
love.
conversation be the five takes.
I am a planner
I
sometimes.
did it. Type A. I get you.
Sometimes.
Oh,
Type A sometimes.
someone had a question earlier and I skipped past it. Apologies if you're still in here.
Good.
But they said, isn't this a school night?
It is a school night. Well, you know what? Here's the deal. I've hit that age where last night I took a different supplement than I usually take for sleep. I was up till 4 a.m.
Hmm.
and then got up at 7, got the kids to school, and then went back to bed until noon.
You
So
know what? That's pretty good.
this is me just living my life now. You're not the
I'm
boss of
I'm
me.
loving it. I'm loving it. Eat your dessert before your dinner. All right, let's go. We're going to start with number one
Okay.
like we always do. Number one, name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
Hands down, The Outsiders.
The
The Outsiders.
Outsiders. Did you read the book before you saw the movie and that's how
I
you
did
got
not.
into it?
No.
That's what I did.
I
I came through the book.
no. I never read the book to this day.
You should.
I don't need. Oh no, no. The hot guys aren't in the book. You know. So,
But now you could visualize them with your ideal of what they are. Francis Ford Coppola, understated movie. Not enough people talk about it.
I agree.
Once it fell out of popularity, like once the young guys became old guys, I don't think people talk about it anymore.
It messed me up for life.
Hmm.
Created a template. I joke around to this day that greasers are my kryptonite.
Mm.
So that's just the way it is. Um, But it's so funny because last night I was talking about it in advance, and I actually got Dean, who's in the chat. I got Dean to watch
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Outsiders for the first time last night. He had never seen it before, and it's a lot different for people watching now than you
As an
watched back
adult.
then.
Yeah.
I watched it when I was like 5 years old,
Oh,
which is a
wow.
crazy time to watch The
Yeah.
Outsiders. But my brother was 5 years older than me, so I was always just kind of there when everybody was watching stuff, and
Hmm.
I was just like, number one, saw it. It's all these cute guys in it, you know? That's number one.
That
Right?
was enough.
No, but I
It's a great
think
story.
it's a great story. It's a really great story. And I think it's worth revisiting when you're
Hmm.
older because one of the things that got me was this feeling it captures youth in a very interesting way at an interesting time, but it's not about the time. Even though it's a little time capsule movie, it doesn't live in its time. And
Yeah.
it could live in any time. And so I think the big thing for me is people not being able to get along. And for me, one of the things, you always feel kind of I didn't grow up with the richest kid, and so it kind of made me feel like there was still some redemption story there. But what really didn't hit me until being a lot older was the weight of Ralph Macchio, was the weight of Johnny's story,
Hmm.
because Johnny starts out wanting to end his life and realizing how much life was by the time, and it was too late, right?
Yeah. Do it for Johnny.
Ah, it's too much. But I was saying, I actually think The Outsiders was some of the best Ralph Macchio acting you will ever see. I thought he did a phenomenal job. Go back, watch it. When he starts talking about it, it's just crazy. And I'm going to say this. This is a hot take. This
Come
is
on.
the hot take in the five takes. Stay Gold is one of the best movie songs ever. Ever. I love that song so much. And what I thought was interesting, it was actually a Coppola written song, the song itself, and the lyrics were written by Stevie Wonder, but the entire song wasn't. It's an interesting, they
Yeah.
got away with a soundtrack that really only has two songs and a score because it has Stay Gold as Gloria by,
Hmm.
I want to say Them, because that had Van Morrison in it, but it was Them.
The
I think it's
woman
Them.
knows her music. I love it.
I do know my
I
music.
love it.
But, and that's it. And the rest of it's all score.
Yeah.
But, oh, I love it so
You got
much.
Jordan to say he's going to go get him a leather jacket and a slick back toupee.
Too bad. You know what? Jordan, these guys, they know, they like to make me laugh. I don't go on streams very often. And when I go on
Yeah.
there, they try to make me laugh.
They were waiting for
Oh,
this one.
Diane. Oh, Diane
Yes, I'm
Lane's
with you, Steve.
beautiful.
She was,
Mm-hmm.
and that was before Streets of Fire, or at least before
Mm-hmm.
I saw Streets of Fire. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, that was me, Brett. I read the book in school and then I saw the movie. Great cast all around. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it moving. Just
Okay.
want to make sure. Outsiders and Rumblefish. Yeah, that's another associated one, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Number two. Let's find out what disappointed dad here. Number two. Name five of your favorite films. Not the top five, not six. Why? Because five. Name five of your favorite films.
All right, we're gonna start.
Hmm.
Stand by Me
Good choice. Another young
and
coming of age movie.
Coming of Age. in old-timey times. Again, this
Excellent
is,
soundtrack.
oh my gosh, the best. I had that tape.
Okay, that and Billy Joel's An Innocent Man was giving me the 50s vibes all that summer
Oh
because
yeah,
those two just was like everything doo-wop and,
I
you
love it.
know, the
I still love it.
Lollipop and Every Day by Buddy Holly and all that. One vinyl, take it off, put on the other. That was what I was doing.
But the good times roll, right? Such
Hmm.
a great song.
Great
That
use of
whole,
it.
oh my gosh. What was really hard for me to find for years was there was a couple songs on the Stand By Me soundtrack that you don't get, which is I ran all the way home, which is the Impalas.
Hmm.
It's not on the soundtrack. Didn't make
License.
it to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Come Softly. It's the I forget the name of them. And it's a guy and two girls, but that never actually made it on the soundtrack, but it's in the movie. I so Stand By Me was a movie that it was the first movie that I ended up watching so many times. Basically, it was the summer. My friends and I watched that movie pretty much every single day. We watched Stand By Me every single day. Now, we also would take the time and we'd watch One Crazy Summer and some other stuff. Like, it was like summer of maybe, I want to say summer of 80, 87, 88.
Hmm.
Um, and it's near and dear to my heart because I've seen it so many times. And that friend who I watched it with nonstop is no longer here. And so it's something that I shared, and it's a nice memory.
Yeah.
But it's that
Um,
beautiful that relationship side of things. Yeah,
yeah. What's your second one?
some kind of wonderful.
Out of all the John Hughes movies, that one.
It's my favorite.
Hmm.
Let me explain.
Please do. It's about the sticks.
It is
Dude, where
well.
are you going?
So here, there's a couple stories to that. Number one, I had to play the drums because my brother played the drums, and my parents couldn't afford a second interest instrument. And so in the band, when I joined band, I had to
Hmm.
play the drums. I didn't have a choice. And so it made it this thing. I've been a tomboy most, and up to that point, I was tomboy most of my life, and
Hmm.
so I could really identify with that Watts character, just being friend zoned and being the like just a tomboy, and hanging out with my friends that were boys, and but there's so much to that story about feeling like you don't belong and trying to even buy your way into a world that maybe you don't belong in anywhere. Maybe it's not as great as you think it is.
Right.
I think and I'm a big, big F. Scott Fitzgerald fan. Okay. I'm a huge F. Scott Fitzgerald fan. A big fan of
Go
The Great
figure.
Gatsby. Big fan of the book. The book. Not the adaptations, except for a few moments when Robert Redford played Gatsby. I was like, okay,
I had that one.
it's a
I had
good
that
one.
one. That's a
His
good one.
face, yeah, his face. There is something Gatsby about Some Kind of Wonderful in its own way, where he's pictured what his life would be like so much that he gets what he wants and it's not
Hmm.
what he wanted. And
Yeah.
I think there's something beautiful about that.
Yeah. Put your
Yeah, and
favorite
I
John Hughes movie in the chat.
yes, please do. But
Yeah.
for me, Some Kind of Wonderful, there's something about it. And my parents would say, my dad will say all the time, what is it? It's better to be what it's something that's better to be alone for the right reasons than with someone for the wrong reasons, right? Um,
Silliness.
that's funny. No, but I love F. Scott Fitzgerald. When I we won't talk about it. I wrote sonnet cycles to F. Scott Fitzgerald when I was a senior in high school. We don't need
Oh
to talk
wow.
about it.
Oh wow. That's
You know,
music
we
nerd
go
right
through
there.
we go through our romantical phases of
Hmm.
life, where we fall in love with Percy Shelley and then the saint comes out and justifies our behavior.
I had a Poe moment where it was
Mm-hmm.
like, so now when I see things like Falling House of Usher or,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, I was like, ugh, it just all comes flooding back to me. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful too. I one of the most amazing things that when my husband and I we first started dating. He knew I was a big Great Gatsby fan, and Puppers.
No, Robert Redford's Gatsby is better than Leo's.
Oh yes, I
Yeah,
agree, thousand
yeah,
percent, thousand
no,
percent.
no.
I will tell you, I would have loved to have seen Ryan Gosling instead of Leo. I
That would have been
actually think
interesting because he has a charm. He has a
it's a
voice
different
charm.
character. There's no
Yeah.
bravado. There's no
Mm-hmm.
bravado. At that, I do think Tobey Maguire's Nick Carraway was perfect.
Yes.
Nothing to change about it. I would say Daisy should have been played by Leighton Meester. That's a hot take from a
Ooh.
person who watched Gossip Girl.
I don't know if she has acting chops for it.
She could do it. She could
I
do
don't know.
Daisy. She could do Daisy. She could do
I don't know.
Daisy.
What's
Now,
your third movie?
oh yeah, I'm like already going down a different path. Third movie, Field of Dreams.
Okay. The Tomboy is about to come out. Go for it.
It's not about the tomboy.
Oh.
It is. This is one of the movies that when I'm having a really, really crappy day, I
Mm-hmm.
go and I watch Field of Dreams and I cry. I cry like the whole way through it. There is something for me about their relationship with a son and their dad that just hollows out my soul. Like it breaks me to my core. And there's something so beautiful about it. And so I watched that ending and that's what just tears me apart. And when you realize the meaning of all of it and what those dreams that coming true actually means, oh my goodness. And the entire journey to get there is part of what makes it so beautiful to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. It breaks me, and I think it's still got funny moments. Ray Liotta is amazing in this. James Earl Jones is amazing in it.
Yeah.
There's great performances.
This is the moment right here. Steve captured it. The play
Exactly.
catch. Every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Every time.
But
Every time.
it's not just that. So it's this father son, this thing that weaves itself into movies, and it's very poignant. And one of my favorites of all time, of all things, Road to Perdition. Okay, Road to Perdition.
Something else
A lot of
people
people
don't
don't.
talk about.
Fantastic, fantastic. You watch the whole thing. You stay for the end, and I will just watch. Some people will ask, if he was a good man or if there was no good in him at all, and I just say that was my dad, and it was just like I'll start crying now.
Oh, don't go there.
There's I'm not
Don't.
going to. But you know what I mean? There's this beautiful moment of people being imperfect, right? We
Mm-hmm.
love their imperfections. And I know you're a dad. You know what it means. It's like you're a hero and then you become a human. That's an
Mm-hmm.
interesting transition.
Yeah.
But in your transition to human, you get to become best friend too. So it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
It's true. I definitely
Yeah.
have different relationships now with all three kids than I did
Yeah.
when I was, super dad kind of thing. So definitely.
But the heartbreak, and that is the big thing, is that the heartbreak that that Ray Kinsella feels, and it's just I just think for if people haven't watched Field of Dreams in a while, go back and watch it. Do it for yourself. Get the tissues out because I can't. I agree. I agree. Road to Perdition is never talked about, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So true. Next one.
Halloween.
Of course.
Halloween. I
Of
have
course.
to. It's
78.
my favorite. Oh,
78 got to be
78.
on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so the reason this ends up on here, recurring nightmare for like 15, 20 years of my life. I had Michael Myers nightmares. There is nobody else. No Freddy, no Jason, no nothing the consistent thing, the only slasher that ever scared me is Michael Myers.
See, it's on the
It is.
list. Look at
It
that.
is.
I had to go back to that one. It was like, it better be on there.
That's funny. That's funny.
Since we already talked about that, go to the last one.
Control. I went to Control.
Yes. Now tell people what that is because we were talking about it as we were setting up for this. And I said, I didn't know about this. So tell them what it is, and then we'll move on to the next question.
Yeah, so Control is a biopic about Ian Curtis from Joy Division. What I think is actually sets it apart from most of them is that most of the time people make biopics, and I think Michael is something similar to that.
Hmm.
But this was 2007, all in black and white. Ian Curtis took his own life on May 18th,
That's why
1980.
we're doing this today, people. Rest in peace. Rest in power.
Anton Corbijn, who made this movie, knew him. The movie was made based on stories from his ex-wife, from his mistress. That's a whole other conversation. We won't go there. I could be a Joy Division historian, but you don't need that. You don't need that. But what was so interesting about it is when the living members of the band kind of went back and helped to fill in the blanks and make this beautiful movie that I think that you don't even have to like Joy Division to enjoy the movie Control because
Those are
it's
the
the
best kind of
story.
docs.
Oh yeah, and you feel it. I mean, and it's also not over romanticizing his experience. I think it's showing it in a way that you understand kind of what's happening. Agreed. Yeah. If anybody understood, Ian Curtis was epileptic, and his epilepsy was getting worse and worse.
Mm.
And he wanted the music side of things, but the music side of things came with the drinking and the being up all night, which is not the best thing for somebody who's epileptic and taking the medication they have to take.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of weight also on a young person. And these are young people, you
Yeah.
know. But fantastic movie.
I got
If
to check
nobody's
it
ever
out.
seen it,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a Joy Division fan to enjoy Control because it's a story about an artist.
Yeah.
But
It
I
helps,
I
I'm sure.
yeah.
Jordan adds that it's a fantastic film, certainly up there on his favorite list. So, yeah, that's awesome. Dell says, never heard of Control until earlier today when I saw it on a greatest biopic list. And now you mention it. That's
There you go.
awesome. Seems like the universe is sending me somewhere. You too, brother. Me
Yes.
too, as well. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to check it out. I think I already watch listed. So, whenever it's available somewhere on streaming, it will hit me up, which is beautiful. Which is
And you
beautiful.
let me know when you
Oh,
watch it because I
immediately.
want to talk about it.
Immediately. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll make sure we both have some time because I know how we get. All right, number three, everyone's favorite question. Name a popular classic movie that everybody loves, but you don't particularly like.
I'm about to piss everybody off.
You know what? That's what this question is for. We love hitting the heights of festivity here, so go for it.
I don't like The Shining.
That's okay. That's okay.
You know, I think it could get there. So here, I'm going to tell you. I'll provide some context.
Hmm.
For a long period of my life, I thought Kubrick, and a lot of people love him. I felt like he was exploitative of his female leads
Yeah.
and women in his films.
Yeah.
And there was something about how he depicted women that made it kind of blah,
Hmm.
for me. I saw Eyes Wide Shut. So some, it's like he wants to just make a film with all dudes, if you want to do that. And that's just my personal opinion. And I'm pretty open minded about things, but there's something about The Shining that just doesn't seem to connect with me as a woman. And I understand that some women, there you go. I understand that some, and obviously this is not an attack on anybody who loves The Shining. It just, I could not connect with it.
Right. Right.
I felt like Kubrick objectified women in a way, like he didn't build female characters in the way they deserve to be built.
Yeah, and when you hear what Shelley Duvall went through on that
Yeah.
set, and of course a lot of it is just rumor, speculation, and
Hmm.
legacy building. But I mean, some of it has to be, oh, some of it has to be true to get the stuff out of her that you did when you watch that movie. So you're getting mixed reviews here. Of course, joking, like saying we're no
I
longer
don't
friends,
mind.
blah blah blah.
Oh, it's okay.
Doctor Sleep is a better movie in the sense. I mean, Shining is classic, but I think Doctor Sleep is a better movie as far as uniting
Mm.
the fans because you have the book fans, you have the movie fans. Sometimes they interlink, like in my case, but for a lot of people, it's divisive and they choose sides. Doctor Sleep kind of brought everybody together because the book fans of Doctor Sleep loved it. The movie fans of The Shining loved it as a sequel. So, yeah. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about here, CP, is that hearing the stories how he was terrible to Shelley Duvall. Yeah,
I mean, but
it's
he was
crazy.
also he was the yeah. There you go. She wins. I don't know. Does she beat 16 Candles? The grandma on 16 Candles trying to
I
open the
know.
donuts.
That was a nice
I don't
ass.
know. Does she? I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to measure it. That'll be somebody's job to go
Yeah,
figure out.
somebody make a meme of that.
Um, yeah. But I'm not. There's just something about it. There was something about. I think they could have been effective, and what I think is so interesting is that what people, and I don't even mind. Slashers are exploitative in a different way.
Yeah.
There's something about the way that Kubrick, in my opinion, there was something about it that felt like he dumbed women down. And I can't explain it. It's just something that I felt.
Yeah.
And
And
it just didn't feel
it's
like he
more than
loved
a
women.
hunch. It's more than a
Yeah.
hunch because you hear stories, you read books, you see people talking about it. So it's definitely
Yeah.
not a you thing. I will say that.
Yeah.
Colin adds, to be honest, The Shining is great, but not one you revisit often.
Mhm.
Really have to be in the mood. Prefer Carrie or Salem Slide as
Mhm.
go-tos. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is for anything, for anybody. We always say this. Got to separate the art from
Mhm.
the artist. Yeah, Manson was a fabulous musician. Ha
Oh
ha
my
ha.
god. No.
Yeah, Mark adds,
No.
never thought about it that way, but you may have a thing about Kubrick. Yeah. Very true, very true. Let's flip that and go to the next one, which is number 4. Name a critically hated movie that you love. You're a horror fan. There's a few in there. Although
No,
we didn't
I'm not
really
going
talk.
horror. I'm not going horror. I'm going
Okay.
another Francis Ford Coppola, and
Which
I'm
one?
going Peggy Sue Got Married.
What is that? I didn't know that was poorly rated.
It's not great. I don't know what poor is. It's not great. It's not considered a highly rated movie. Is
The
it
critics
considered?
liked it. 88%.
Really?
It's up there. Yeah.
People don't talk about it.
No, I'll say that much. They
I
talked
think
more
it's
about the
why.
Buddy Holly song than that movie.
I think, and so I'm okay if I have to pick a different one that people hate that I love, I could. But I always felt like nobody talks about that one. It's just
Yeah.
one that people don't talk about. So let me think if there's a better one. But I will say, just for the record, people should rewatch. If you haven't watched it, you should watch Peggy Sue Got Married.
Yep.
People should. That's something that everyone should do for their soul. That's
Double
another one
feature
that
with
I.
Serial Mom.
Oh my gosh. It's funny because I would. So that's another thing I watch when I'm having a bad day. Just need a cry to move on with my day. Peggy Sue. Oh, stop. Stop.
They're teasing
When
you.
she goes back in time, she picks up the phone. It's her grandma. And she cries and she can't do
Yeah.
it. I
Floodworks.
lose it. I lose it
Floodworks.
every time. But okay, let's think. There's a lot. I mean, I could say Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The remake.
Clifford with Martin
Clifford with Martin Short.
Short.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
I mean, Rushmore. Rushmore is one of my favorite movies, but
Yes.
I think Peggy Sue Got Married is worth watching. I
Yeah.
really do think it's worth watching. And if nothing else, maybe I picked it because my crusade is for more people to watch it, especially in their older as you're older and you've lived a little bit of life,
Yeah.
the idea that you could go back to high school and do it all over again, maybe a little bit differently, how are you going to approach it? But there's also that nostalgia element. You're still
Mm-hmm.
caught within the time it is. It's a
Yeah.
great story.
I
But
say
if you're,
serial mom
yeah.
because, Kathleen Turner, whatever. But
Hmm.
honestly, 13 going on 30 is a better double
Hmm.
feature. They were good. Give them that. An hour and
Yeah.
26 minutes, they were good.
My kids, you hear them screaming? I know. They're chasing each other around
I
the
love
house,
it.
so I
I love it.
apologize. They're mad that I picked Peggy Sue Got
Don't
Married. They're saying that it's rated too high.
don't
I'm
apologize for
on.
kids being kids. As someone who no longer have kids and they're not mine, I can say that. Yes, I'm throwing up this comment. My answer to this is always Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. You cannot watch that movie sober. I don't care what anyone says. That
I
is
can
not a
watch
sober
it.
movie. That is not a
I
sober movie.
I saw that one in the theater. I saw the original RZ Halloween in a midnight showing. So I saw it in a midnight showing on opening. It was like Thursday night into basically Friday morning. It was at
Hmm.
midnight. I didn't know what to think of it.
I still don't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still don't.
There were elements of it that I enjoyed. Love the final act. Love and I love a good final act. And I thought that that final act in the first Rob Zombie Halloween delivered. It was just extended. It went, and some people say it went on too long. I liked it.
Yeah,
Um,
there's two different cuts of it too. So,
but there's when we talk about, and I'm not, there's something about some of the women and how they're handled when with the amount of clothes they're wearing. It's a weird thing. I think that would be
I
my only
I think
critique
it's
of the
like them
original.
trying to do 80 slashers
Hmm.
tropes and motifs, but
Yes.
doing it in a wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah. But RZ, the Halloween 2, if you don't mind, I have a really good story about that.
Please do.
I mean, okay.
Yes.
So, we moved into our new house. We had a baby at the time. I'm watching Halloween 2, just sitting there watching on my TV or on my phone. I'm watching on my phone. Because I was just watching like the streaming and I just love to watch that beginning of RZ Halloween 2 because I think I'm a huge fan of Nights White Satin. That song's used in so many movies. A Bronx Tale, better in A Bronx Tale. Sorry, love A Bronx Tale. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but I'm watching it and I'm watching Halloween 2, and then all of a sudden it gets to the point where it's breaking down the shack, right? The shack is
Hmm.
being broken down. Everything goes out in my house. All the lights go out in my house. All the electricity out in my house. And so I'm like, okay, we just lost electricity. I'm going to call the electric company because everybody was asleep. Because yeah, who doesn't watch like Halloween 2 at like 12:30 in the morning on a school night, whatever. There was no school nights back then, but so I called the electric company, and they're like, "Okay, can you go outside to see if anybody else?" I said, "Oh, the lights are on across the street," and I'm
Somebody just
like,
cut my power.
so the guy on the phone was like, you might want to go check your breaker panel, and I'm like, I can't do that, and he's like, why not? And I said, because I was watching Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and it just got to a really scary part, and I do not want to go down there in the dark and check the breaker
Hmm.
panel. And he's
Hmm.
like, well, I will stay on the phone with you until you
That doesn't help me from being killed.
he's like, if something happens, I will call. And I was like, I don't like this.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be late on my electric bills for a couple of months if something happens to me,
Because
just
I'm
so you know.
dead.
Exactly. But no, it was just, we had a bad breaker panel, but
Yeah.
every time I watch it, I'm like, I can't watch RZ Halloween 2. It makes your power go out. And
Mm-mm.
yeah,
It's
that was,
it's it's like the washing machine with your dad.
yeah, Christine, good old Christine. It took a long time for her to be taken out because my dad he made a whole thing. He's like, not her, not Christine, don't take her out.
Yeah. Before we get to five, I just want to thank you.
Mm,
This has been a great conversation because, like I said to you backstage, you understood the assignment. And that's all I'm interested in, having a great conversation about movies and other things because it's all related.
mm-hmm,
Movies relate back, family relates back. I love when I go to cinema and see a family go into a movie together, any age. I don't care what it
mm-hmm,
is. I want to see Sheep Detectives, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go like on a Sunday night at 8:30 because I don't want to go when there's kids there because I'm not there anymore. And when you're not there
mm-hmm,
anymore, as you will discover one day, you don't want to be around kids. I take adult
mm-hmm,
only vacations because I don't want to be around kids. It
mm-hmm.
happens. But I still love seeing them when I go to the theater and everything. So I love having great conversations where people get in. There's passion, not only about the movies, but about other things. So I want to thank you for coming on and bringing your passion. Who just hopped in here all of a sudden? What is up, Miss Nikki? Hope you're having a great evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone who's checking us out on the replay. Uh, do you want to share where they can find you?
No, there's
No,
nowhere to find me.
there's
I'm
nowhere to
never
find
gonna
her.
stream. I will never start a channel. I will never start a channel. I appreciate you bringing me on here. Um,
Hmm. I
I
appreciate you coming
knew
on here.
we would have a good conversation. I
Yeah,
knew it.
so did I.
And so I really appreciate it. I hope we can continue to have conversations because I
I
think
hope so
they're
too.
interesting.
I am
Yeah.
so sincere. Tell your dad there's a podcast episode waiting for him because it's just the reason I call it KB Loves Movies and the reason I call it a conversations because I do, and there's other
Mhm.
people that do, and the majority of people don't love it to the level that we do. So when
Mhm.
there's someone else who does, I want to have a conversation. I don't care who it is. I don't know
Yeah.
your dad from Adam, but I want to have a conversation with him. That's the beauty of
Mhm.
it. And if he
Yeah.
doesn't want to be on camera, we'll do an audio only podcast and call it a day. The fitted. Dell just noticed I'm not wearing my Yankees fitted hat. So I just got a fresh haircut, got lined up and everything. And I went upstairs and I went to grab two things, ice for my glass and the fitted. And then it became one thing by the time I got back down here and realized, and I didn't want to be late. So you get the fresh cut, not the crown. Sorry. Still me, still KB. So with that, we land the plane with number five. Now that you've been through it and you can't say you're dead,
Mhm.
number five, who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
I would nominate Jordan Decker
Jordan in the chat. Jordan in the chat. Why?
because I Jordan he likes his here's what I like about Jordan.
I
What
love
I
it,
like
Eric.
about Jordan is Jordan has he's funny,
Mm-hmm.
but he has the biggest heart. And I feel
Oh.
like it would be a great opportunity for him to explore some things himself. Because I felt
Mm-hmm.
like the five takes gave me an opportunity to explore some things about movies and how I feel about it. And it's this great opportunity to get to know people a little bit differently. Um, oh, thank you, Allie. So I am going to nominate my dear friend Jordan Decker.
She's still in here. It's
He's
kind of
got to
quiet all of
be.
a sudden.
Oh, he's
You're being
doing a
called out.
sideways watch along.
Yeah, you've been called out, man. You got to get in here. Hit me up on Instagram. Easy to find. That's the best
Yeah.
way. Or
But I
Liana
think he
will
could
hit
have
you up.
some good conversations, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it is about that's why I was so happy to be here and I'm so happy that you brought me here because we've had some conversations just we'll say behind the scenes and
Mm-hmm.
I felt like you and I were on the same page on a lot of different things and I think the nostalgia stuff and
Yeah.
the I think it's the feeling and connecting with people and that's what brought me to the channel in the first place was that I always felt like when you talk to people, you make a genuine effort to connect with them as a human being,
I do.
and and you can feel it. It's a very sincere feeling, and it. That's why I was like, oh, I've never. I don't go on a lot of channels. I don't have a channel, so I don't have anything to rep. but
Yeah.
I'm here because I believe in you and the person that you are,
Oh,
and the person that you are,
thank
not
you.
just on stream but off stream. The person you are, is why I'm here, because I don't do this very often, but I do that for you because I
Yeah.
trusted you, and I
Thank
always
you for
enjoy our
that trust.
conversations.
Thank you. Um, the one thing when I was getting started is I always thought, is that person really like that? Or are they like putting up a front, as we used to say, perpetrating a fraud? But
Hmm.
you start to meet genuine people, and I realize I've transitioned from I'm going to watch everyone's YouTube channel to I'm going to follow everyone on Instagram because that's where I'm going to find out who's real and who's faking the funk on to put it another way. Jordan says he has a limited filter. I hope that's okay, dude. I'm from New York City. What are you saying? We're here drinking scotch on the air. You think I'm worried about a limited filter? Please.
No, you and I think you could have a really good conversation with Jordan.
Yeah.
He would he could break your channel. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. No. No, no, no. I'm just kidding. No, Jordan has a fantastic channel too. He took a long time getting a channel started, but
Cool.
we want to know a little bit more about Jordan and movies, because all we get to hear about is the horror side, and the conversation
Ooh.
allows
Brings
you
out
to
more.
explore.
Yes.
Yes.
Jordan,
Yeah.
hit me up on IG. I think you'll be able to find me. It's kind of easy to find. So, yeah, would love to have you on as a recommendation. But I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you for everyone, newcomers, welcome. Those who have been here before, welcome back once again. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. New subscribers, thank you. I saw some of you mention that you subscribe to the channel uh, during the live stream, so I appreciate that. Um, Laren, because I love you, I'm going to have you bring in this last question. For some reason, he want to know if you're left or right-handed.
I am right-handed.
Okay, there you go.
Interesting question. But
Laren is good
everybody,
for that.
so my dad and my brother are left-handed though.
Mm.
It's interesting.
Are
I'm
they
the right-handed one.
ambidextrous or are they still lefties?
They're lefties, but I am a weirdo who will eat I will eat with my left hand.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting at a restaurant, I can cut and just eat with my left hand.
Mm.
Depending on who I'm sitting next to and what the elbows are doing.
Yeah.
I don't like the switching. I never liked switching utensils, so I just learned to eat with my left hand because there was something about cutting and having to switch utensils that drove me crazy.
Yeah. I was born lefty and then I started to play baseball as a kid and became ambidextrous and then everything was right hand writing. So
Mm.
now I'm predominant right-handed now, but I was born lefty. Look
Do you
how we
pitch
go into things on the
left-handed?
conversation.
Yeah, I
Huh?
know. Sorry. I know. I was gonna say, do you pitch left-handed? Do you play
No,
baseball left?
batted. I batted. So I batted switch.
Mm.
So that helped because, pitching, you could
Mm-hmm.
match up against a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
thank you for the subscription, Colin. Hope you
Oh,
like what you
yeah.
see. Yeah, go back. There's over 3 years of conversations now. Can't believe I'm saying that. I still can't
I
believe that
know.
people subscribe and follow. Thank you, each and every one of you. That I have almost 100 people that have been on the conversation. I cherish each and every one of them in a special way. Those who have been on multiple times, especially. So I think we've found a future multiple time guest tonight. So thank you again for coming on. Yeah,
Aw.
you girls. Stop. Stop. Hang out. We'll talk a little longer backstage. Everyone else, hope you had a good time. Have a good night. And we'll see you around. Thanks.
Thank
Go watch a movie.